Hey guys, welcome. Welcome, guys. I need to stop doing that. Oh, okay, welcome, guys. welcome. Welcome, guys. First of all, I'd like to apologize. We were meant to have the live at 7 p.m. However, we had to reschedule to 8 p.m. But we're here and we're ready for you guys. Remember, this live is interactive. So feel free to literally interact with us in the comments. Like advertised, we will be having one of our ambassadors, Janny, joining me on the live today. And we will be discussing everything around our first monologue, So we shared our first monologue Wednesday evening, and it was called Dear Diary, a beautiful piece written by Tisha, who's also a member of Yoga. She's also part of Yoga. Did I even introduce myself? Okay, my name is Hilary Jennifer and I'm also a member of Yoga. As it stands, I'm a media producer and that's basically what I'll be doing, or what I am doing. Just producing content for the campaign, and we're well on our way with the debut campaign, the very first Yoga campaign, and it's been very exciting for us. There's been so much hard work going on in the background, just to raise awareness and to really start a conversation based on, a topic that is such a taboo in our community. But yeah, we're literally here to change the narrative around that. I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about yoga. Guys, you're going to have to bear with me because literally I'm going to be looking at my notebook quite a bit. I was not scheduled to be hosting the live today, so I've literally had to gather my thoughts and literally plan and prepare in a short space of time, but we're here. Thank you guys. Please share the live and please invite our loved ones and people from our community to join in on the conversation while we wait for our ambassador Janny. I'm not sure if she's here yet. Hey guys. Hey everyone, thank you for joining in. Yoga is not just a charity organization. Yoga is a movement, and our mission is to raise awareness around sexual assault in the Congolese community in the diaspora. However, with the aim of one day being able to tackle these issues in the root, which is back home in Congo. Also, it's all about changing the mentality, and sometimes we have to go back to the roots, and that's literally the plan one day. Our platform is for survivors, right? Our platform is here for survivors to be able to, have the support system, because obviously as victims, especially as victims of sexual assault, we can feel alone, and we can feel like we're an outcast, and we can feel like we are not understood. However, Yoga is here, and we've assembled professionals and a whole load of resources to enable and to ensure that survivors don't feel alone. And, it's also, like I said, to raise awareness in the Congolese community, because unfortunately a lot of the community isn't educated on this topic. And the more we're educated on this topic, the more we are going to be able to tackle the issues, and by tackling the issues, it means that we help to prevent it carrying on. And that's why we're here, and that's our mission. However, even though sexual assault, sexual abuse is a huge topic, yoga is focusing on three main topics, which is sexual assault, rape, and revenge porn, right? Our first monologue is going to be highlighting one of these, and I will go into it a lot deeper. Is Janny around? Is she here yet? Where is our lovely Janny? Where is our lovely ambassador? Where is she? Janny, as soon as you join the live, do come up and let me know you're here. Say hi. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Okay. I do have a trigger warning. So the conversation that you are about to hear can trigger some unpleasant feelings, emotions, and if you do feel triggered, please leave the live. Take a minute to, take some deep breaths in. If you feel overwhelmed, there is a member of the aftercare team accessible in the DMs, right? So if you feel overwhelmed at any point during the live, just come out and, there is someone from the aftercare team in the DMs, ready to help you. And it can be quite overwhelming for everyone to talk about. So guys, how have you been feeling about the campaign? Thank you so much, first of all, for the reception. I can honestly say, we've been working on this campaign behind the scenes for maybe the past 2-3 months, and we have been quite nervous in terms of how people are going to receive it. But we've been overwhelmed by people's support so far. Tell me, guys, how have you felt about the monologue? I hope you've watched the monologue. I hope you've watched the monologue, Dear Diary, like I said before, which was written by Tisha. Literally, we were so overwhelmed with emotion, being able to read the poem, and then obviously being able to literally divert it into a monologue. It was such a touching moment for us all. So yeah, is Janny around? Is she here? Because we don't want to be here for too long. So if I can have someone from the yoga team just to find out where Janny is and if she's ready to join us in the live, so we can be well on our way in discussing what we have planned to discuss tonight. Yeah. Okay, so let me start off by literally talking about the monologue, Dear Diary. Dear Diary, thank you guys. So thank you guys. Contact Janny for me. Thank you. So the monologue was based on a survivor's story, right? And, if you haven't been through something like that, you probably know someone that has been through a situation of the sort where, your parents or your family welcome in someone into the home where, they're looked after and, they come into your home. And that person then goes ahead and betrays your parents' trust, and they literally just, take advantage of you. I have had a lot of women, especially after hearing about yoga that have literally come up and be like, yeah, like, you know, my uncle, you know, done so and so, and, you know, took advantage of me, and sexually assaulted me, and, you know, okay, great. You know, so that was what the monologue was based on. Guys, you're gonna have to excuse me. I have my son in the background and he thinks he's a dinosaur. If you hear growling, that's just a 2-year-old boy that thinks he's a dinosaur. Great, he's just entered the room. Just give me a minute. While Janny is joining in, Janny, if you can send a request, perfect. Just give me a minute while I escort. God. Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm so sorry.
It's okay, honey. How are you today?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm amazing. Janny, you're going to have to give everyone alive, just give me 2 minutes while I escort my son out the room. Okay, and we're back.
You know
How are
what?
you?
I have to excuse myself because I thought we had like 1 hour difference, but we
Right,
don't.
okay.
But we
No, we're not,
don't.
not anymore. So, guys, Janny is joining us from Kinshasa, right? So, I'm in London and Janny is in Congo at the moment. So, she actually thought we had a time difference. We don't have a time difference anymore.
I didn't know.
It's
I'm
okay.
so sorry. I didn't
It's
know.
okay. It's okay. So, you're here now. So, like we advertised, that tonight is literally us talking about the first monologue. Jenny, was you able to watch the first monologue?
Of course, of course.
Yeah,
As soon as it got out, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
what's your take, right? So, like I was saying before you joined the live, the story, the monologue, is based on a 12-year-old girl who is talking to her diary. So she's journaling what her emotions, her feelings. So in this instance, she hasn't told anyone, right? She hasn't told anyone that this man that is her uncle that has been brought into her home by her parents is sexually assaulting her. So sexually abusing her, you know, coming into her room at night, touching her, and she's telling her diary. How did that make you feel when you watched this monologue?
Honestly, what I have to say something. If that girl didn't have a diary, we wouldn't know. Like, we wouldn't be aware of what's going on. And it's triggering. Because the only thing, when I saw the video and I shared it, I was like, this is so triggering. And if there was no diary, this conversation, we wouldn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. Because I do not want to say everything like right now, but this has happened so many times before, and we never knew about it because we never had this conversation. Get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna let you ask the questions
Yeah.
because
Okay. Once again, another trigger warning. The conversation you are about to hear can trigger some unpleasant feelings and emotions. However, if you do feel overwhelmed, please leave the live. Take some moments to breathe. And there are people from the aftercare team available to you in the DMs. This conversation.
sorry, Hillary.
Yes, Jenny.
Je vais juste répéter en français en fait.
Yeah, bien sûr.
On est ici, en fait, comme je vous ai présenté avant, on fait le premier live de Yoka, qui est une plateforme, en fait, qui parle de tout ce qui est abus sexuels, viol et tout ce qui va avec dans la communauté congolaise, euh, en, dans la diaspora. Mais en fait, on veut emmener ça en RDC. Donc, c'est pour ça qu'on veut avoir ces genres de conversations, en fait. Donc, je sais qu'on parle pas trop en anglais comme on est là, mais en fait, la conversation est en anglais. Mais si vous voulez dire quelque chose, moi, je comprends, enfin, je parle français et Hilary aussi, elle parle français, donc on va discuter de tout ce qu'il y a à discuter. Mais en fait, comme vous savez, je vous ai prévenu que je serai en live aujourd'hui. Donc, on en parle en français, en anglais, en lingala, dans la langue de laquelle on sera en fait, euh, dans laquelle on nous posera des questions ou on nous parlera des discussions.
Yeah, so once again, like Jenny has just spoken, we are going to be very bilingual today. So we're going to be speaking in French, English, Lingala. Please, like I said at the beginning, this is an interactive live. So please put your comments down below. Like Jenny, you said in English, I'd love for you to also say in French, you know, your emotions. How did you feel when you saw the monologue?
I was upset. Like, I think everyone else was. I was very upset because this happens a lot in our community. Ce genre de problème se passe beaucoup en fait dans notre communauté où on a en fait la famille, un oncle ou une tante that come live with us with, and the parents say oui non, ton tonton vient habiter ici for a certain time, aye ko van nana biso, and in X amount of time il va partir and everything like that, but it never happens, tu vois. I am just going to throw it out here. I had the same issue in my family, whereas un grand frère who was living with the family was just there and wasn't really a problem until he was actually a problem. Donc il vient habiter, le membre de famille vient habiter avec nous, que ce soit l'oncle, le cousin, and then there happened to be a problem, tu vois. So I wasn't surprised. I wasn't at all because I know it happened. It happens within the community, but to have someone who experienced it just be out there and talk about it, that was very triggering, and that was very I'm not gonna say a problem. That was just triggering. Yeah.
Okay, so my question to Jenny and also everyone else that's watching is that, especially in our community, and if I talk about back home in Congo, we find sometimes there's, you know, let me come up with a scenario where, for example, you know, your parents have died and, you know, you're now an orphan and you're now having to go and live with an uncle and aunt, and you're going through, you know, you're sexually assaulted, you're being raped, you're being sexually abused, and because these are the people that are nourishing you, you feel like there's no way out. So
That's
you
a
feel like,
prison. That's a prison. You were not condemned. You did nothing bad, but you're in a prison. You're in a prison because you're stuck with people who are not good to you, literally, tu vois. Je pense que ça se passe beaucoup ici au Congo et même pire encore en Europe parce qu'en Europe, c'est un monde de débrouillards où les oncles et les tantes, elles viennent, enfin, ces personnes viennent et ils n'ont aucun maison, enfin, they have nowhere to go to but their family members. Donc, en Europe, tu as souvent the family setting où il y a papa, maman, les enfants et la cousine et l'oncle et la tante et those people that are not meant to be there. You get what I mean? So, c'est la même chose que tu as ici au Congo. Je suis désolée, mais à cause de la misère, tout le monde ne peut pas avoir cette situation de famille. So you have uncles living with you who are not meant to be there, and not everyone is looking for your best interest. En fait, on héberge des monstres sans le savoir, on se pose même pas de questions. So, like I was saying, to me, it's not surprising, but it's just something that keeps on happening and that shouldn't be happening. As I, maybe it's too early for me to throw this in this conversation, but I had a case where just this year we found out that like someone in the family was abusing of other girls, but it never came out with because no one dared to talk. You get what I mean? So it happens. Donc ce sont des choses, c'est pas nouveau. Dans la communauté, c'est pas nouveau. Parce que même, c'est même pas que ça se passe maintenant. Even 20 years before, it was still happening. But the only difference is we are having a conversation that wasn't there before. So I will let you ask the questions because I do not want to talk too much.
No, but Jenny, this is you leading the conversation. It's literally
I
you leading the conversation because you have to understand your perspective and how you're feeling is how thousands of women are feeling, right? And as an ambassador, you're here and you're literally the voice for the voiceless. You are literally the voice for people that are not having the courage to speak up. Now, the thing is, and as we all talk and as we're having this conversation, we're realizing that so many of us are victims or we know victims, so this movement is really here, like Jenny said, is that we were not talking about it, but now we are talking about it. And everyone in the comments, I just want you to kind of give your perspective as well. What should we do, in terms of supporting those women that that are being abused, and how do the perpetrators, how do these monsters, how do we make sure that they are held accountable? Because my thing is, right, we need to break the cycle. We are also having children that need to understand that it's not okay, right? We're giving birth to men, we're raising women that also need to understand that there's a certain way that we need to conduct ourselves, right? So the mistakes that their fathers are making, or the mistakes that their fathers have made, that our sons and also our daughters don't make the same mistake, right? So in the comment, exactly, as Africans unite.
is the question box open?
Yes,
Because
yes,
that
of
might
course.
be okay. Okay,
Yeah,
so everyone who wants to say something or ask something, just go in the question box.
yeah, of course.
So I just want to say this, okay? When I watched the video, the girl was talking to the diary, and it's only at the end that she revealed her age,
Mm-hmm,
okay? And I think that is only a yeah, it's only for this moment because before girls who were 12 years old didn't have a diary, tu
mm-hmm,
vois.
mm-hmm.
C'est que I'm sorry, I'm just going to jump into the languages, so I hope
Of course, yeah,
everyone else,
of course,
yeah. Je
of
pense
course.
que c'est que maintenant où les jeunes filles ont cette opportunité en fait de parler parce qu'avant il n'y avait pas ça.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Avant, il n'y avait pas ça.
mm-hmm,
On a dans notre communauté
mm-hmm,
des sœurs qui ont eu
mm-hmm,
des enfants avec un même homme. Elles sont
mm-hmm,
sœurs, but they
mm-hmm,
had children with the same man.
mm-hmm,
Not because in the context they were raped or abused, but
mm-hmm,
because of culture. Quand
mm-hmm.
le mari de ta sœur décède, c'est toi qui dois entretenir le mari and whatsoever, which is not okay.
Which is
I
not.
do not think anyone here wants to be their sister's wives.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Okay? Donc,
mm-hmm,
en fait, on a ce truc-là où culturellement, on est condamné.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Dans notre culture, tu peux pas te lever et dire j'ai été abusée par le mari de ma grande sœur quand il est décédé. Non. En fait,
mm-hmm,
selon la culture, c'est ton mari.
mm-hmm,
Quand ta sœur est décédée, il y a eu la culture et il y a des personnes qui se sont assises pour décider que c'était ton mari, en fait.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it really upsets me. I am so sorry because I can go on and on about this, but it's just we do not have conversations that need to be held. We do not, on n'a pas les conversations qui doivent avoir lieu. Il y a beaucoup, dans la communauté congolaise, je peux vous dire 99% de femmes ont été abusées sexuellement et le savent, mais n'ont jamais eu l'occasion de le dire parce qu'elles n'ont pas eu le droit de le dire. Yo, I mean, this to me, it's so upsetting because I've had the chance to be raised in the Congolese part, and then I went abroad and was raised in the European part. You get what I mean? Donc, j'ai eu les deux. And it's really upsetting parce qu'en fait, plus tu grandis, plus tu réalises. Et moi, comme je vous dis, I'm taking the example in my family, whereas a rapist for almost 25 years was only caught in 2021, 2021,
Mhm.
because one person spoke about it and because one person had that courage,
Mhm.
other people like, oh yeah, me too. Yes, me too. Yes, me too. He touched me in a weird way. He
Mhm.
talked to me in a weird way. So I feel like, I think, and that's how everything come in light. Tu
Mhm.
vois ce que je veux dire?
Mhm.
And before that, there wasn't a conversation.
Mhm.
Before that, si elles auraient parlé, that was
Mhm.
maybe going to be like, oh no, tu es une allumeuse. Maybe
Mhm.
it's you. Maybe it's the way you dressed. Maybe it's the way you did this. You get what I mean? I am
Mhm.
so sorry to hold the conversation with myself, but I'm upset
Mhm.
because this happens. It happens a lot in the community, and the victims keep on being victims.
Mhm.
You get what I mean?
Okay, so Jenny, you've said something so important. You've mentioned culture, right? So you said that the culture has made it to, you said that when only condemné. So how do we come out of this condemnation, right? Because
By
what we
talk,
want to, because we want to break the cycle. So we want to come out of this prison that automatically, as Congolese people, we're fighting against culture, because obviously somewhere along the line culture deems, for example, you gave the perfect example of, if for example the wife dies and then the sister then has to, replace her. So obviously we're going back to culture. And you also, for example, not talking up, right? As children, especially as women, we're told not to speak up, right? So there's a lot of little things here that we're having to deal with. And I think this is so important because the fact that I'm having this conversation, you've now taken the situation into a new light for me, because now I understand that with this movement, we're not just dealing with, okay, sexual assault, or we're dealing with culture, we're dealing with sexism, we're dealing with, minors, children not being able to have that conversation with their parents, children not feeling that, they have the place, the support system to come and speak. So there's a lot of things within the community that links and goes back to why we're having such a major issue around sexual assault. So Janny, you've really just literally brought out so many different points, which will help us in terms of moving on forward, how we can do the best to carry on raising awareness, how we can carry on creating a platform for survivors, and also educating the community. That is so important. Um,
can
yeah,
I say
like,
something?
yeah, of course, go ahead.
In my opinion, is we start by talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
have to. I'm always going to bring it back to the example in what happened in my family.
Mm-hmm.
It's only when one girl started talking about it that everyone else was like, me too.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, the Me Too movement is not
Mm-hmm.
there because it's just there. It's
Mm-hmm.
there because one person started talking and then everyone else was like, oh yeah, me too.
Me
Oh
too.
yeah, me too. Me too. So
Mm-hmm.
to me, everyone else, I don't know, we like, what from what I can see, it's like 30 people in the chat. If in between us, if there's at least one or five people that have experienced sexual abuse, violence, and rape in within the family, Yoka has like a safe platform where you can go and talk about it. It starts with you. If
Mm-hmm.
you can say, "Oh yeah, I think I experienced this and this and this, and I think it wasn't okay." Your sisters will go like, oh yeah, me too. Your cousins will go like, oh yeah, me too. Even your aunts will go like, oh yeah, me too. This happened to me too. So that's just, I think that's the beginning, just
Mm-hmm.
to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else. To me, there's nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the amount of victim blaming that happens, victim blaming, that's a huge thing as well. Blaming the victim. So many, it's because, yeah,
Because we never know better. With our parents, our mothers, they didn't know better.
they did the
Like
best for us.
to them, since they were raised and programmed, I'm sorry, to blame women. So,
Mm-hmm.
and women are the victims. So it's not even their fault. I feel sorry about them. I feel
Mm-hmm.
sorry for them
Mm-hmm.
because they lived in that generation where you were wrong. You're a woman, you're wrong.
Mhm.
Whatever you do, you are wrong. You get what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah, there were a lot of victim blaming, but I think that we cannot really sit here and just complain about what happened before.
Mhm.
We have to look into the future, and be like, what can we do?
Okay, guys. So Jenny said something so important, and it comes back down to what Yoka is trying to do. You know, we can be here discussing, and discussing so important because a different perspective help us to go towards a solution, right? Because there's a problem, and our goal is to find a solution. The solution is to minimize, if not completely stop, this in our community, meaning that what our mothers went through, what Jenny said is so important, that it's not just starting in our generation. Our mothers, our aunties also went through sexual assault, they're also sexually abused. And because they were silenced, that also meant that we have also been sexually abused. We have also been assaulted. So we are also suffering. But the thing
You know what?
is,
I'm so sorry to always cut you,
no,
but
go ahead. Go ahead, Jenny. This is
it's
your
it's
time.
it's really heavy on us because we are not only acting in the present, we're
Mhm.
acting in the past
Mhm.
and also in the future.
Mhm.
Because one thing we will realize is, because we are talking today, people from the past will come and tell us, you know what, I felt like I'm ready to talk now.
Mhm.
You get what I mean? So
Mhm.
we have a huge responsibility.
Ability.
I'm so sorry. I'm hearing your son more than I'm hearing you. I'm so sorry. And it's okay. It's okay.
Right. Oh, guys, yoga. Okay,
No,
guys. So yeah, so it's important that our children also hear these discussions as well. So it's important for Monique to understand that
yeah. But
that
I
these
was
two
just trying to
discussions.
say that, yeah, we are not acting in the present only, it's the past and the future, because a lot of truth will come out from what we've started.
Mhm.
I do not know if you guys realize it. Like, I'm going to say, if you guys realize what you started,
Mhm. Mhm.
but
Mhm.
it's really, it's something that is here, that has been here. So it's up to us to just know how to handle this, because we will have a lot to deal with.
Okay, cool. So thank you so much, guys, for joining in. There's going to be a lot more discussions, and obviously at the moment we can only do things virtually. We know that we're in a whole pandemic, right? So hopefully when the world is open again, there's going to be so many opportunities for us to meet up, discuss, and literally keep on in terms of raising awareness, giving victims a platform to share their story, right? So that once one person speaks, another person can speak up. And it's literally going to be a domino effect. Once one person goes and starts revealing, another person feels like, okay, I'm not alone, I can also share my story. And that is what we're trying to do. That's the movement that we're trying to start. This is only just the beginning, but it's we're here, and we're literally going to change the narrative and literally break down these walls, these barriers, so that our children don't suffer. And we can literally create change the narrative for our children. So like I said, Yoka is here. The DMs are open. We have an aftercare team available. We also have another monologue that's going to be coming out next week. After April, there's so many conversations that are going to be had. But yeah, Jenny, do you have a last word that you want to say before
En
we
fait,
before we leave?
I'm going to say it in French,
Mm-hmm.
because there's just so many people that reach out to me after I've shared everything about yoga. En fait, j'ai envie de m'adresser en fait à toutes les personnes qui parlent français, et pour vous dire qu'en fait cette plateforme c'est aussi pour vous. C'est pas parce que ça a commencé dans un monde qui parle anglais que c'est loin de vous, non. On est près de vous, proche de vous en fait, et on veut juste vous expliquer que on est ensemble. Parce que ce combat, si on sait qu'on est femme, au moins chaque femme a eu à s'en prendre My husband is coming and I'm going to expose you, Serge. Stop this. I'm so sorry. Chaque femme, chaque femme a eu à un moment de sa vie à, à expérimenter en fait de l'agression sexuelle, que ce soit le viol, que ce soit le chantage dû à tout ce qu'on parle là maintenant. On est là, c'est notre premier live. On en parle très brièvement, mais moi-même, je serai de retour pour en parler parce que je ne peux pas me taire, parce qu'il y a des gens qui comptent sur moi. Parce que moi, j'ai eu ce courage-là de hausser ma voix. Je me dois de parler pour vous et je vais le faire pour vous. Je ne vais pas me taire. Et même si on est ici au Congo où on n'a pas encore de justice par rapport à ça, je prends ça sur moi, en fait, d'être une voix, en fait, pour tout le monde. Et du mieux que je peux faire. Parce que there's only so much I can do. I'm sorry. It's just me. And it's just 24 hours. So there's only so much I can do. Mais je me dois de le faire. That's all I wanted to say because I feel like English speaking people, they have you. They have like 20s of you, 10s of you. Mais les personnes ici au Congo, elles n'ont pas beaucoup de personnes qui peuvent les représenter, tu vois. Et moi, en acceptant d'être ambassadeur de Yoka, j'ai accepté de représenter ces personnes-là ici au Congo à qui ça concerne en fait.
So yeah, also everyone that's watching the live, if you're in Congo, also Janny, I'd also want you to put out a call to action for everyone that's in Congo that would also like to join the movement, that would like to have the support. So if you can also do another call to action in French.
Oui, donc ce que Hilary essaie de dire, c'est en fait, si vous êtes au Congo et que vous sentez en fait que ce mouvement vous concerne, n'hésitez pas à écrire à Yoka en fait pour rejoindre le mouvement. Parce qu'on est là, on est en train d'essayer de faire ça ensemble, tant qu'esseurs, et essayer en fait de se battre contre tout ce qui arrive en fait, tout ce qui s'est passé dans le passé, et on n'a pas eu d'occasion en fait sous. I'm so sorry. Sometimes my French just. On n'a pas eu l'occasion de se lever contre ça. Et maintenant, en fait, on a l'occasion. Donc, je vous demanderai de vous joindre à moi pour cette cause, en fait.
Okay. Thank you so much. Like I said, if you do feel triggered or you do feel like, you're overwhelmed, please contact someone from the aftercare team. And that is it for tonight. There will be another live and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much. Say hi to Malik. Thank you so much, guys. And see you next time. I am so sorry for being late. I lost track of time.
It's okay.
And like, I got so many people kept on calling me. You're supposed to be here. I'm like, but I'm happy with this and
I'm
many
happy.
more lives.
And we're gonna do more. Hi, look, he's got makeup all over him.
Hi.
All right then, no problem. Bye.
See you. Bye. Take care, guys.
Thank you.